It's a very important topic to me, and I'm not a registered dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm none of that. But this is my story, this is my journey, and I just want to share with you guys. Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl M, and I'm back with another video for you today. Now, it's been a very rainy and gloomy day here in Houston, and I've got my iced coffee here. Now, let me tell you, I did my own cold brew, and I think I'm gonna do like a video on it because I was trying to decide what kind of cold brew I liked most, if I liked it with the instant coffee or if I liked it with like regular drip coffee. So I think I might do a video for you guys on that. Anyways, that's not what this video is about. I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys, and before I get any further into this video, I want to say a trigger warning. This video is gonna have to do with weight. It's gonna have to do with eating disorders. It's gonna have to do with talking in depth about food, body image issues. If any of those things make you uncomfortable or could trigger you in any possible way, I wanted to let you guys know now so you can go ahead and click off this video and you don't need to watch it because I don't want to trigger anybody. I just want to talk about my experience. So if you find any of those things triggering, please go ahead and click off now. Alright, so I'm not really gonna edit this video because I really just want it to be, you know, what it's about. And talking about weight and weight gain and weight loss, it can be a really triggering thing for a lot of women, especially men too. But it can be a very triggering thing for women, and I just want, you know, to give you guys a heads up. Now, it's kind of a hard subject for me to even talk about because I'm still kind of like wrestling with my own body image issues, and a lot of people go, oh Em, you're so confident, you're so confident, you're so this, you're so... I'm really not. I'm really good at faking it, I guess. I'm really not all that confident, and sometimes it's really hard to be confident and stay confident, especially doing the work that I do where people just comment things all the time about your weight and your looks and superficial things. I mean, it sucks. It really sucks. So somebody with body image issues, maybe YouTube is not really the platform for me, but this is my life, this is my journey, and maybe me speaking out about it will help one of you. So we're gonna go with it. I've always been concerned with my weight. From a very early age, I was concerned, and that is mainly because of family members. And I remember in elementary school growing up, I was like pretty tall, like kind of tall, like I had long legs, and I was really skinny all throughout elementary school. And then probably around 5th grade, I had that little baby fat, you know, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. My body went through a lot of changes. And you're also, as a young girl, very sensitive throughout 5th grade and 8th grade because you're going through puberty, your body is changing, your hormones are going, like, you're just kind of up and down, and you're like in that weird in-between age where you're young and considered a child, but you're also growing up and you're having more responsibility, and there's like all these different things going on in your life, and you know, a lot of it you can't control. You're changing every day because you're going through puberty. So you're in like a pretty vulnerable place. And when I was in that vulnerable puberty stage where I'm like growing outwards, but I'm also gonna grow upwards. So I'm looking a little pudgy and I have a little bit of baby fat on me. And from other family members, I don't wanna like say who, I guess, I don't know. I don't know who I wanna put on blast or if I wanna put anybody on blast. But I would get these comments about my weight, and people would be like, oh, are you sure you want to eat those mashed potatoes? You know, you should be watching your figure. All these different things were like affecting me because I started to villainize those kinds of foods. So anything that people would say, are you sure you want to have that? Are you sure? Like French fries, mashed potatoes, anything that could be kind of unhealthy, anything that could be unhealthy in when you eat large amounts of it, people in my family would like villainize it and make you feel like, oh, you shouldn't be eating all of that. You shouldn't be eating all of that. You're gonna gain weight, you're gonna gain weight, you're gonna gain weight. And it really put a complex in my head at a very young age. So whenever even now when I eat those foods, I get like these feelings of, oh my God, I just ate all this food. This is bad. I'm gonna gain weight. I'm gonna get fat. I'm gonna, like, it brings back all of those memories. And I don't wanna cry in this video. I have a feeling I might. Because when people start picking at you in those ways, especially when you're so young and you don't really have all the knowledge, you just know it feels like really bad when it happens, you get really, really self-conscious about eating, and I don't know, you kind of shut down a little bit. And that was what it was like for me. And so in 6th grade, I think I told this story before, I went to this like overweight camp or like program. It was called Shakedown, and we had like weekly weigh-ins, and we were kind of taught like healthy habits and stuff. I was the smallest person there. I shouldn't have even been there. It was for people that were like morbidly obese, and in reality, I was like maybe 5 or 10 pounds away from what I should have been. Like there was no like glaring health issues with me. Like it was just, I had been picked apart so many times by different family members saying, should you eat that? You're getting a little chubby. Your clothes aren't fitting properly. Like I just had all these like grown people in my life, people that I'm supposed to love and trust, and people that are supposed to like have my back, were like saying these things to me. And it really made me feel bad about myself. So I just kept taking it and taking it and taking it. And so I wanted to lose all this weight, when really if I lost the weight that I wanted to lose, I would have been like severely sick. Like that would have been an issue. Because I was saying I wanted to lose 30 pounds, and losing 30 pounds when you weigh like 119 pounds in 6th grade, like that's crazy. That's really crazy. So I had all these issues with food, and I thought I wasn't good enough. I thought I would never have a boyfriend. I thought I would never be loved because I just had a little bit of extra weight, and it really damaged my self-confidence and my self-worth, because I was constantly made to feel like I was too overweight. And one day I kind of just like had enough, and because this person would bring up my weight a lot. Like I was in that Shakedown program, and we were at like a dinner party, and the person said, oh, Em, you should tell them about your program and about how you're gonna lose this weight. And just like all the, like that's something that's very personal to me. Like my weight, I knew from an early age, like My weight, that's my business. My relationship with food, that's my business. So I felt really violated when this person was like bringing it up and wanting me to talk about it, because that's my journey. If I bring it up, then we can talk about it. But don't bring up my weight, because that's disrespectful. I shouldn't have to have an open dialogue about my weight. I shouldn't have to. Nobody should. You should not feel pressured to talk about your weight when you feel uncomfortable. It's not okay. It is not okay for somebody to just ask you these questions about your body image, about your weight, how much you weigh, what you're eating. It is nobody's business. Nobody's. And I immediately shut down, and I shut down into myself, because I was like, this isn't right. It really messed me up. And then another time, the same person, we were at Steak and Shake, and I got a club sandwich and fries, because I knew this person was watching what I was eating all the time, and I knew this person was going to have a comment. So instead of getting a burger, I chose to get something that I deemed healthier, a club sandwich, because I'm also a 13-year-old kid. I don't know what exactly is the healthiest. A club sandwich seemed healthier than a burger and chicken tenders, so that's what I got. And I got fries, and then I asked for a small milkshake. And then that person says, "Are you sure you really need the milkshake?" in front of the server. And you just like, you're so embarrassed. So embarrassed. And you just feel dumb, unworthy, like you feel terrible. Sorry, I didn't want to be all like emotional about it, but I instantly get brought back to that place of feeling like I can't enjoy a milkshake without feeling all this guilt. When really, one milkshake is not that big of a deal. If you want a milkshake, have a milkshake. And nobody was like, and the people at the table didn't defend me. Like, I was just on my own dealing with this adult who felt like they needed to make a comment about what I was eating. And that's not okay. And so I struggled all through middle school with my body image and just thinking that I was ugly and fat. Like, and then in high school, I lost a ton of weight. I got really, really small because I was in color guard. I was very active. I was basically working out Monday through Saturday, and I was in a high, like, I was very active. Like, you wouldn't even believe. Like, we worked out so much. Just doing what we were doing and just practicing, I was working my body. And it's not like our practices were, you know, an hour long. Our practices were 2 hours long, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it was 4 hours long. Plus, we had an 85-minute class period of doing color guard as well. So I was definitely burning more calories than I was putting into my body. Even in winter guard, like I told you, when I would go to Dunkin' Donuts every single day, I weighed 120 pounds. 120 pounds at 5'4". Like, I was in shape. But here's the thing. That whole time, all throughout high school, I thought I was overweight. I thought I was fat. I thought I had I had body image issues then, because I've had all of these insecurities thrusted onto me, and I've had all these issues with food and all these feelings of not being good enough and being too fat. Like, I had all of these insecurities just resting there. And when I look back at my pictures, I'm like, Emily, why were you listening? Why were you doing that? Like, why were you thinking you were overweight? Why? Because you were skinny? I was wearing, like, I think I was like a size 6. Like a size 6. The smallest I've ever been was a size 6. And I thought I was huge. I thought I was fat. And that just goes to show you what years of being told about your weight and being made to villainize food and villainize your body and scrutinize every little thing. I had a pretty flat stomach, but I had like a little pudge on my belly. Just a little one. It wasn't that big. My belly sitting down, it was still flat. My boobs weren't as big. They were like normal sized. But I had like a little, just like a little, maybe like a little muffin top, maybe just a little. But I felt like I was, who's that, I thought I was just a huge person. I thought I was huge. And I didn't see, my camera's gonna cut off. But I couldn't get out of my own head, because I just always looked at myself as that like chubby middle schooler that even when I was a thin, in shape high school student, I couldn't get past it. Couldn't get past it. I was just made to feel terrible about my body always, because there were people in my life, people that I'm supposed to love and trust, made me have that relationship with food and made me have that relationship with my body, because they ingrained me into thinking that I wasn't good enough. And so then after Color Guard, I spiraled a little bit, because obviously I'm not as active. This is after I graduated high school, and I'm not as active. So obviously I gained some weight. And I was going through a lot emotionally. My mom had lost her job because of her drinking. I wasn't gonna be able to go away to college because I couldn't afford it. And I was also scared of what would happen to her if I went away. And I was just working, you know, my little dead-end jobs, and I wasn't fulfilled, and the weight kind of just started to pile on. And then I started birth control, and that made everything worse. And then I just really felt unlovable. And it was really hard because I was also single, and I'm college aged. I'm around 21, and I'm meeting these guys that, you know, and I have so little self-worth and self-confidence that I'm just letting these guys treat me like garbage, because I'm like, well, you're fat and unlovable, so if this guy's showing you attention, even though he's a jerk, you gotta just deal with it, because at least he's interested. What? That's how I felt. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what like really flipped the switch for me. But honestly, maybe it was dating Vaughn, because when I started dating Vaughn, at that point I was starting to take care of myself better. I was eating healthier, and I wasn't letting the food that I put into my body define me. I was working out, I was eating healthy, but I was also, if I wanted some ice cream, I would eat some ice cream. You know, I was living a more fulfilled and happy life. Then I met Vaughn, and you know what happens when you get in a relationship and you get comfortable, you're happy, you're at home, you're cooking meals, all of that. You gain a little bit of weight. But then also, we started YouTube. And at the time, I was working 9 to 5 every day, and I was coming home putting up 10 videos. I didn't didn't have time to cook. I didn't have time to clean. So we started eating fast food. And because it was just easier, convenient. And then that just made me gain weight again. So now here I am. I'm 26 years old. And I'm reevaluating everything in my life. I'm reevaluating my relationship with food. I'm reevaluating my relationship with myself, with my body, with my mind, with my soul, because I'm tired of treating myself like crap. I'm tired of feeling guilt about the food that I eat and about the food that I put into my body, because I shouldn't feel guilt. And all throughout my life, whenever I started to feel like I was getting too big, whatever too big is in my mind, I don't know, it's just like being neurotic, that's what it is, I would restrict my food. And what happens when you restrict your food is you end up binging because you're so hungry. You've been starving your body of nutrients. That's what I would do. I would go through these weeks where I would only eat like a salad a day and only drink water. But then the next week, I'm so hungry and grumpy, and I just hate myself even more because I've been restricting myself from the food that I love. And I just lose my mind. I'm eating donuts, cake, I'm eating everything that I've deprived myself. So you get this unhealthy relationship with food that you already have with your body, and you're just, you know, up and down, up and down, up and down. And I go to therapy now, and I realized with my ADHD, it also can trigger a binge eating. And like ADHD can be like a trigger to binge eat and stuff like that. So now, oh my God, somebody's dog just like ran away from them. Not able, it ain't going nowhere. Couldn't be me. My dog's not going anywhere. He doesn't run anywhere. He's got it too good with me. Me and Vaughn. But I've realized what damage the binging and the restricting and the villainizing of food has gotten me. And I'm at a place where I'm eating guilt-free. I'm eating a well-balanced diet, and a part of a well-balanced diet is having a cheat meal here or there, or eating really cleanly and having some ice cream for dinner. And when I do a mukbang and I get comments of, "You're eating again?" Yes, you have to eat to survive. You have to eat to survive. I eat every day. And when I eat a heavy mukbang, do you want to know what I eat for dinner? Soup or a salad, and I drink water, and then the next day it's back to regular meals a day. Clean eating. But I'm not gonna allow people to villainize my food choices, because I've done that enough for myself. I've restricted myself enough. I go to the doctor 2 times a year. I have low cholesterol, low blood pressure. I'm a healthy person. Could I stand to lose the little belly fat that I have? Sure. Sure, I could get rid of it for aesthetics. Sure, I can get rid of it. Am I working on it? Kinda, yeah, I don't know. What I care about is working out to relax my mind, to keep me healthy. It's not about losing weight. It's not about having a tone. That's not what it's about. I just want to be a healthy version of myself. And I also want to have a good relationship with food. One that isn't unhealthy. One that doesn't make me feel terrible about myself. Because when I think about it, when I have a daughter, even when I have a son, when I have a child, my relationship with food is going to be reflected in them. My relationship with my body and self-love and image, it's gonna be reflected in them. So if I have these poor body image issues, and if I have, you know, villainized different kinds of food, I'm gonna be projecting that onto my children. And that cycle stops with me. I want my children to have a wonderful relationship with food where they have a well-balanced diet. I will never look at my child and say, are you sure you should have that milkshake? I'm gonna say, let me get a milkshake too. It's all about balance. And so I refuse to let anybody come into my comment section and villainize me, villainize my food, and make me feel bad about myself for what I'm putting into my body. Because I have worked long and hard to get to a place where I can look at a plate of biscuits and gravy or a plate full of mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese and not feel an immense amount of guilt. I'm eating guilt-free, well-balanced, and happy. I love food. I love food. That's like one of the biggest loves of my life besides Abel, Vaughn, and my mom and my granny and like my best friends. I love food. I would marry food if I could. I love cooking. And I'm not gonna let anybody take that away from me by making me feel bad for eating what I love. I want you all to reevaluate your relationships with food. Do I have a healthy relationship with food? Do I feel guilty whenever I eat something that maybe I shouldn't have? Don't have guilt. And don't restrict your food. Don't say, oh, I can't have too many carbs. Can't have too many fats. Can't have too many sugars. Just have a well-balanced diet. And I'm gonna do another what I eat in a day video because I think it's really important to continue to kind of push this message. What you eat fuels your body. And if you're not fueling your body properly, your body's not gonna function properly. It's just not. So as long as you're eating well-balanced, who cares if you have some ice cream? Who cares if you do a mukbang? Who cares if you eat some donuts? That's part of having a well-balanced diet. And I'm not gonna let anybody feel bad about me for make me feel bad about my food choices. Because they're mine, not yours. Worry about your food intake. Worry about what you're eating, what you're putting in your mouth. Stop worrying about mine. Okay? And that's not to anybody in particular. That's to the world. That's to the people that made me feel like garbage when I was younger, eating good food. My relationship with food, my relationship with myself, my business. And I want you all to have that kind of attitude. Stick up for yourself. I'm glad I finally am sticking up for myself when it comes to food and restricting and binging and all of that. I own every inch of this body. I own what goes into my mouth. Maybe you should be a little more concerned about what goes into yours. Actually, you also should be a little bit more concerned about what comes out of your mouth. What you say, what you put out into the world. Because it can do real damage to the person you're directing it towards. Think about your legacy. Think about your life. Do you want to be this person that constantly throws digs? Or do you want to be a person that uplifts? I'd rather be an uplifting person. Because when you're uplifting others, you'll be uplifted yourself. That's a win-win. It's a win-win. I will do maybe more videos about this if you guys want. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love you guys so much. Be sure to follow my Twitter @MAnMan, my Instagram @MidwestMansfield. Feel free to DM me anytime on my Instagram if you have issues with food, if you feel unworthy, if you have these same issues. Let's support each other, okay? I love you guys. Thank you for watching this video. It's a little bit long. I will see you guys in my next video, which is a cleaning video tomorrow, because I have a grocery haul coming. And then guess what grocery haul means? Cooking videos. I have so many cooking videos. I love you guys. See you in the next one.